Welcome back to Show Me What I've Been Missing, your pop culture podcast that says, hey, remember that thing? I'm one of your hosts, Elizabeth Stanton. With me is my other host,
Chris Mack. What's up, guys?
Oh, I got that whole little intro. I've been fucking
You
that
did.
intro
You
up for
nailed
like
it.
the
You
last four
nailed it.
episodes.
You nailed it. That was best what we've done
Butter.
so far. Butter.
We are going through Sex and the City in its entirety. I've seen it too many times. Chris has seen it like almost no times. And we're on the final season. We're in season 6.
Yeah, baby.
Before we hit the movies and then the reboot at some point.
By the way, okay. Before we get into the show, I want to talk about the reboot. Haven't watched it yet, I promise. But I'm in your opinion, do you think it's gonna get a new season?
It already has a second season.
Does it already?
Yeah, they're filming it right now.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we're gonna be doing this show. We're gonna be doing this show forever.
Well, no, the reason why I was even asking is because I haven't heard a lot of good things about it, even from people who are like big fans of Sex and the City.
Everybody hates every goddamn minute of it.
Yeah, and so that's why I'm wondering how I got a second season already, because no good has come from it, from what I've heard.
No, I think it's like a major hate watch for people. And it's like, for me, it's definitely up there with a hate watch. Like, the other HBO show that I absolutely hate watch is The Gilded Age. Which is from the Downton Abbey people.
Okay.
It has Meryl Streep's daughter. She's fucking terrible. She would not have been cast if she didn't share DNA with Meryl Streep. Even her last name is like her professional last name is different, but like we all know.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
By the way, I hate it when stars do that.
Yeah.
Like their kids, when they do that. It's like,
you're not fucking fooling us.
You're not fooling anybody. And shout out to you, Nick Cage. We know you're fucking Coppola. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hate it when they do that. It's like, dude, that's the whole reason you're in the game is because if your parents already like their name, they built that name. So like, stop being an asshole and use their fucking name. Matter of fact, to me, it shows more respect to them that you use their last name. Such like, I'm doing it on my own. Because if you're gonna do it on your own, you wouldn't be a fucking actor. You'd be something else. You'd be a fucking construction worker. Shut up.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, I know. And it's not that some of these, as they're called, nepotism babies aren't talented. Some of them are.
Sure.
Or just if you even have family money, that's cool too, whatever. But just like don't pretend like you didn't have the biggest fucking leg up in the world. Right. Like I just don't even pretend.
Yeah. You literally have the key to the door. Like the door may not have been open for you, but you had the key. So if you wanted to walk through it, you could at any time.
Yeah. And then so Meryl Streep's daughter's terrible in The Gilded Age. But then I love Christine Baranski, and actually Cynthia Nixon from Sex and the City is in it. And the two of them are kind of like old bitty aunts, which is great. But like Christine Baranski's a bitch, it's great. And then my favorite character in the whole show is who I refer exclusively to as Capitalism Daddy. He's this Robert Barron. He's a hot dude. He's very handsome, very good looking dude. He's got a major beard. The actor's Morgan Spector, married to that Rebecca Hall actress. She's great too, but she's not in the show. Anywho, Capitalism Daddy is the best because he loves his bitch wife and will destroy someone's whole financial world because she didn't get invited to a party. It's the best, worst show I've ever seen in my life.
Interesting. Okay,
I highly recommend.
I will check it out. I'll check it out. Maybe tonight. I'm watching Next to Him tonight, though. That's I'm still watching part 2. Dude, let me tell you something. Part 2, even more compelling.
Yeah. Oh man.
Or at least, okay. Now, oh man, because here's the thing. Okay, so you remember? Did you ever watch Making a Murderer?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you remember how in the first season they kind of paint him where it's like, all right, Steve might have done it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like in the second season, we're like, okay, he definitely fucking did do it. Like they clearly just
it was the
he might have done some shit. Yeah,
it's like brother or cousin or whoever. And they the one I truly feel the worst for is that kid though that they fucking railroaded.
Yeah,
who's like God. He's clearly
mentally disabled.
Setbacks.
Yeah, and they just like, oh, you know what?
Oh, and they just let that fucking kid roast.
They just. I mean, because they literally just like set him up for him to do it to himself. So like, they could be like, well, we didn't really coerce it, but it's like, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. He did not understand what he was being asked to say.
Yeah,
and it was so clear. And they're still working for both of them, but I think they're working harder for the kid. I hope that like people who do that stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, no. So the reason why I bring that up is because like I think like the second season of The Vow is like. Man, it's because it's like now it's about the trial and everything
Yeah.
that's going through. But there's some moments where you're like, wait, was he really a bad guy? Like, because because there's like so many good things that they did. Like as Nexium, it's just the sex shit where he fucked up. It's like he got too big for his britches. Like once he started doing the DOS thing, then it's like, well, God, like now you fucked it up because they figured out a way to cure Tourette's and shit. Like it was weird.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's well the way they make it seem like it's like they figured out
Yeah.
a way to cure Tourette's and shit like that. And then it's like, but then he like got too big and just like
couldn't they have
decided to use
just
that
done
shit.
that without branding people?
That's the point. That's what I'm saying. Like everything, like all the other shit, like it's like in a way,
Why
like
do you
yes,
have to
like why'd you have this?
evil?
Yes, like can you just had left it at you being like a cult leader and like you were improving people's lives, even if it was some bullshit, it still made them happy. And then you had to go do the sex thing, and you fucked it all up. But now it's what's his name? His like right hand man. What's it?
Oh, I don't remember off the top of my head at all.
Like Susan something or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of following her story, and man, I think she kind of got fucked over, bro.
Maybe.
I think she kind of did. I think she kind of did. Like she's part of the Nexium shit. She's all that. But
Yeah.
This whole thing with the sex cult thing. That's where she's like, what the like? Why am I a part? Like I never do. Like you know what I mean? Like she's kind of gets screwed. Like, she might have known about it, but she might not. But the way that they're making their scene, it seems like she didn't really know.
I think she knew. They all know.
Anyway, she probably part of it. To be honest with you.
Well,
anyway,
I had to say nothing that thrilling happens in this episode of Sex and the City.
No, not at all. Yeah, this is a very, very I probably only have about like 10 different notes to take on this thing. Yeah, not a lot of action going on.
Yeah, like some character progress, but nothing.
It's a character regress.
Yeah. Where we had? You want to do Miranda first?
I mean,
and her giant TiVo ass.
Seriously, like literally, like yeah. Tell me this episode was not a big spot. Like somebody didn't say, "Hey, let's write in a sponsor for TiVo." Like somebody gave some money somewhere because TiVo was all over.
Literally, all Miranda does is talk about how much she loves her TiVo, and who among us does not love a DVR? We get it, and it was like a big deal at the time. It was brand new. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. Whoop de doo.
That was because a lot, especially I had a friend in high school whose mom, she loves Friends, and when TiVo came out, now she can like keep up with Friends because she can record it while she was at work and then come home and watch it, and I guess in peace without the kids.
No, for sure, and like we didn't have a TiVo when I was younger when it came out, but when our cable did finally have like the DVR option, we did it. And we enjoyed it. And actually the fun thing with the DVR at some point was they essentially had pay-per-view again. Like pay-per-view had stopped, and and we pay-per-viewed some different movies here and there. That's how how my family saw the best worst movie we've ever seen in our lives, the pirate movie. That features a song called Pumpin' and Blowin', and it ain't about what you think it's about. It's about it's like all a metaphor for romance or whatever and sex, but it's called movie. It's called The Pirate Movie.
Oh, I was gonna say because the Pirates I know from that time is definitely a different movie.
No, I'm not talking the Johnny Depp one.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, there's a porn.
Yes, one. That's what I thought you were talking about.
That was like I know
your family watched this together.
No, we're not that fucked up.
I was gonna say, man, Midwest is different.
No, but someone did find that pirate porn movie you're talking about, the like really expensive one with like the CGI skeletons.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
Someone found that, put that on at a college party. I was at one time.
Yeah. Okay. That's
and it was and I honestly God, I was like, it is taking forever to get to the sex part of it.
You know what? That's the thing. Because it was like an actual movie. Like there's like of course hard. Yeah. There's like hard. Of course there's like XXX with porn scenes in it, but like there's no shit a whole ass movie in between that shit. Like they're not like like most porn movies is like, all right, let's say the little lines and like get straight to the like you'll go like several scenes before you. I think there was only like really like 5 sex scenes in the entire movie, and it's like 2 hours long.
Yeah, and I'm not a big porn person, and I'm like that.
No.
Like, but like whatever, sure. But I was like, oh, people tell me this is like a pirate porn movie we're putting on as a joke, haha, cool. But I was like, when are they gonna fuck?
There's I think because I've seen it once through, and if I remember correctly, it was like a hot 20, maybe a half hour until you see the first sex scene.
Yeah.
That's way too long for a porn movie.
So long.
Way too long. Way too long. Like that's hell, even like regular movies, you see a little action at least 10 minutes into the movie. Somebody gets into a fight within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. So Miranda's obsessed with it, and then her housekeeper / nanny Magda accidentally sits on the remote and erases all of her.
Here's the thing. Okay, can we talk about this? Because first of all, Magda's the worst, and I know why she's not fired. You know I don't like this bitch. We've been talking about it several times. Secondly, I don't believe it was an accident.
Do you think she was trying to like set her free from TiVo's?
Yeah. Yeah, because you know how Magda is. She's all, very intrusive, very judgmental. She's like, you shouldn't be watching TiVo. You should be getting a husband. You know what I mean? Sure. Or you should be taking care of baby, not watching TiVo. You know how she is. You know how she is. She is. Firstly, too. I mean, not that I'm like a TiVo expert or anything like that, but how is just sitting on the remote erase everything? You have to go. I remember TiVo. You have to erase things. You have to go to. And it usually asks
like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?
Are you sure? Are you sure?" And I know for sure, with TiVo as well. Just like any other kind of digital mailbox, when you erase things, you can always go into a file where it says you're recently deleted, and you can still bring it back to yourself. Like if you didn't get to watch it. So, and it was like nowhere to be found after she looked it up on anything. So I don't think that you just sat on it and like, no way, bro.
Yeah, it's suspicious.
No way. It's suspicious.
I do want to point out, there is a running gag over multiple episodes with her favorite show on TiVo, though, Miranda's Jules and Mimi, which is like it's a fake show. It's not a real show from England. But it is very much of the time. It is, speaking of, it is one step above porn, honestly, because we get like a
it was very corny, because in this episode, the guy, he answers the door. She's like, "Do you always answer with your shirt off?" And he's like, "Oh, the heat's not working." I was like, "Wait, hold on. Then why are you shirtless if the heat's not working? Like, shouldn't you have like a hoodie on or a shirt? Like something, like, would you be cold?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, it's just the bedroom." So I was like,
unless he's too hot because the heat's not working, like it's messed up. But
no, but that doesn't make sense.
When you say the heat's not working, you usually mean you're cold.
Right. Yeah. And he also was like, it's only in the bedroom. I was like, okay.
I know. I was like, what? I was like, Miranda, this is just porn.
How does that work? Yeah. How does that work? So you have like different heaters for each room? Like what's going on?
But I just love it's a fake BBC America show. She's obsessed with it.
Yes.
I will say it is foreshadowing for Miranda.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is she gonna find a sexy black man to date?
Maybe.
Shit! Finally, we're gonna see some color in this bitch. Okay.
Yep. 6 seasons.
6 seasons. Took us 6 seasons. Well,
Samantha's one black temporary boyfriend notwithstanding.
And we forgot Carrie's little like tryst she had with the
yeah. I don't know that guy's ethnicity. I just know he's not white.
He's black. He's like black and German. I want to say
hot, whatever he is.
She's like black and hot. Black and hot. That's what he's mixed with. Black
good old fashioned hot.
She's like, fuck the rest.
You don't need a DNA test for that shit.
Nah,
good looking dude.
She still turned him down.
Idiot.
What a putz.
For real. So then Steve saves the day though. Miranda comes home late from work. He's watching the baby, and they're saying the TiVo guy couldn't come, but Steve is like, I messed with it and I fixed it. And she goes, I love you for that. But then he's off because he's got a date. He's got that chick he's seen it or whatever.
And Miranda's sad.
Mm-hmm.
But
she's got Jules and Mimi back, so like, calm down.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. She was like sad for a moment, but then she looked and saw them and was like, oh, I still got my fix. Yeah. And it was also weird because, not weird, but it was very clever how they did this episode with her, because they said that she's in a relationship with a TiVo, and the argument that she's having on the phone with the customer service literally sounded like an argument a couple would have. She's like, "I don't think you're hearing me. You're not respecting my feelings." I was like,
I already did such and such a thing. How can you're not listening?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, "Oh, this is too real." She's literally in a relationship with a TiVo right now. This is insane.
But so that's it for Miranda. It's not that thrilling.
Yeah, that's literally
It's so funny because like this, it's just aged not poorly in like a negative way, but just like it's so not relevant anymore. Like
not even a little bit.
Everything's on demand literally all the time. I mean,
most people don't even watch regular TV. Most people watch things through some form of streaming app, either be on Hulu or the app that it like originally came from.
My Hulu actually technically does do DVR because I am paying for the tricked out Hulu, the live TV. And they're jacking their prices up again.
How much we talking? Like another $5?
It's like $80 now. $82.
God damn. Wait, what was it before?
75.
That's a bit jack up.
But I use it all. I do use it all the time. So
no, that's fine. But I'm saying $5. No, that's fine. But like you use it, that's good. But I'm saying $5 extra does add up. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it adds up.
No, and they're adding. I think Netflix went up. I'm paying for no ads on Netflix. You can't make me do ad supported Netflix. I'm not going to do it.
Wait, that's a thing?
It's coming.
I mean, fine. I'll take it. I don't give a shit. You put ads on there. I don't give a shit. Honestly, at this point, because hell, I mean, as long as they're not like jacking up the price on the shit again, then we're good.
Fair enough.
That's what I care about, because Netflix is already getting pretty expensive. Like I was this close to saying goodbye to it a few months ago, to be honest with you.
And because I gotta say the offerings
not so great.
Ain't what they used to be.
Yeah. No, not really. Not really. Amazon too is like free. You're making me pay for Amazon Prime. Yeah. Not a lot of offerings in the digital.
A lot of gaps between my Maisel seasons, and I'm only getting one more. So
just really, to be honest too. Speaking of gaps, just a lot of gaps between like good content that's available on it. You know what I mean? And then half the time too, half the shit that's available on there you can watch on Hulu as well.
Yeah,
like a lot of the movies and maybe not the TV shows. Like other thing that's like almost different from Amazon and Hulu is just the originals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway,
who should we move on to next?
So we did Miranda. Should we do Samantha?
Yeah, we can do Samantha.
Because no, you know what? Let's go. Let's mix it up. Since I guess Charlotte's story is the second most juiciest, we can go her. Then we'll go back down to Samantha, and then we'll end it off with
Okay, so Charlotte is ready to convert to Judaism. She is. She tells the girls at dinner.
Yes.
She's so sweet about it. She's so enthusiastic too. And this is why Harry and Charlotte really do work, because they just love each other so damn much.
They do. They really do. And I really want this to work out. I know that it doesn't, and it makes me sad that I already know that, but like it really sucks because they are good.
You don't know everything.
Yeah, man. You know it doesn't work out. You know I know. I haven't seen it, but you know I know. I know these things. And it's sad. But you know what's funny is that, I mean, maybe that's just how I was feeling. But when she tells the girls and she's like, I have a surprise and I want to tell you guys. Mm-hmm. I wasn't even that surprised when she said she was going to convert. I was just like, oh, yeah, we knew that already. Yeah. And the girls kind of had that reaction too. Like they were still a little bit judgy, but they were like, we kind of saw this coming. We kind of know that you're really into this dude.
Yeah. Yeah. But she's like, I'm so happy with him. He makes me laugh. He says what he means. And the sex is great. And she's like, I want to be with him and stay with him. So she I love prissy Charlotte too. She's so fucking funny. Yes. She goes to the synagogue to talk to the rabbi she introduces herself. She's like, I'd like to be considered joining the Jewish faith. And the rabbi says, we're not interested.
He not interested, slams the door on her. To be fair, she was like way too smiley coming in there. Like she comes in, the janitor's cleaning the door. She's like, shalom. And all, big, bright, creepy looking smile. Yeah. He's like, all right, shit, like take it.
Yeah.
Take it to the rabbi. I ain't got time for this
He's
shit.
like,
Right?
I just cleaned the place. I don't
Yeah,
need
yeah.
you.
He's like, I'm not gonna help you convert. I just washed the windows. Get out of
Yeah.
here.
And then she knocks on the door, and like a different rabbi answers, and he closes the door in her face as she's at home complaining to Harry. She's like, I feel pretty rejected. I wanted to join, and they're like, no dice. And he's like, it's part of the process. Apparently, traditionally, I did not look this up. I'm just taking their word for it that
Right.
like you get turned down 3 times to make sure you're serious. And it's playing hard to get. And once Charlotte realizes it's like all a game, she's all in. She's like, oh, I can do that. I can play a game.
Yeah. Well, she's also played this game before. I mean, how many guys have we seen
Mhm.
her play kind of hard to get with during the series? You know what I mean? So she's very familiar with that.
For
She
sure.
just never had to like experience it from the other end. That's really
She's never had the
that's the
other
new
side.
part. Yeah.
So she goes to the synagogue again with a gift of I'm assuming like wine, it looks like.
She
And
said kosher wine.
kosher
Okay,
wine.
what's is it all wine kosher?
No. There's strict like making guidelines and storage and all sorts of other things.
I'm gonna Google this right now. I mean, I believe what you're saying. I want to see what makes a kosher wine.
Yeah, I don't know all what it goes into it, and I know if you keep like a kosher kitchen, you keep certain like plates and utensils separate, or and again sort of similar food things, and obviously like no pork, no shellfish. I think dairy's got to be kept separate in a different manner of speaking, and also the way like kosher food, like kosher beef or chicken or all that stuff, it's prepared in a different way that I fully admit to not googling the steps of beforehand, but I just know it's prepared differently than
yes. So
typical
basically, it
standard
says
issue.
what Google says is, in short, for wine to be considered kosher, the entire winemaking process from crushing to bottling must be handled by a Sabbat observing Jews and no non-kosher, I think, findings, FININGS,
Couldn't
and
tell
or
you.
additives may be included. So
Mhm.
basically, just like you have to make sure, I guess, all the ingredients are pure and nothing else is put in it besides grapes, and that's it.
Yeah, or if there's other things involved, they fall under kosher guidelines.
Right. Yeah. As far as so that pretty much. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So it's just the process of it, but pretty much is what makes it kosher. Which, basically, it's like
and kosher
is the wine made clean, pretty much.
Yeah, and sort of the same thing with like I said, all the different food stuff like beef and chicken and all that.
Right.
It's they do it if not necessarily like a cleaner way, so to speak, just a specific way.
Okay.
That follows the religious guidelines. Same thing with like food that's halal for Muslim folks or
folks
followers. I welcome everybody's folks for me, man.
I know. But it's just so Midwest mob. It's like, oh, those folks.
All those nice Muslim folks that do it a little differently down there, but you know what? It still tastes great. Doesn't matter.
Folks is a good word. I like that.
Folks is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's gender inclusive. It's great.
Yeah, folks is good. Folks is because folks doesn't. It doesn't sound like you people. Folks makes it seem like like very very warm, like a family. You know, and it's like, oh, the folks.
Yeah.
Love it. Sorry.
It's good stuff. So she arrives with kosher wine, and they go to kind of turn her away. The rabbi closes the door on her again, and she knocks on the door, and this time it's the rabbi's wife who opens it. And the wife is like, I'm sorry, my husband can't speak with you right now. And Charlotte's like, I'm not taking no for an answer. And she busts in and pleads her case. She's like, I'm 37, I'm reproductively challenged, and I'm in love with a Jewish man who won't marry me if I'm not Jewish. And like spills her guts, and the rabbi is like, oh my God, fine. He's like, because it turns out she has absolutely interrupted
a Sabbath
dinner, Shabbat dinner on like a Friday night, because that's when the traditional like Jewish Sabbath dinner happens, is Friday nights.
Yeah.
Usually after sundown and everything.
Yes.
So he's like, fine. Lesson 1, give it a rest. It's the Sabbath. I love this rap I got. And he's like, it's the day of rest. And they offer her a seat at the table. And I love that she's about to like back out after like busting her way. I mean, I think she's trying to be polite, but like also you totally interrupted. And now they're like, all right, you want in on this.
Yeah.
Let's go lesson one, step one right here. We're doing a traditional Sabbath dinner.
Yeah.
Have a seat. And she's gonna back out, but then she's like, "Oh, you realizes she shouldn't." And then her cell phone, of course, goes off and silences it. But then she gets in the spirit of it as she watches the wife is doing a traditional prayer thing, and she's like, she's vibing with it. She's like, "Okay, I get it."
Yeah, I mean, dude, but you gotta vibe with it. The Jewish food is fantastic, bro. It's so good.
My friend hosted like all day. A Passover Seder a few years in a row.
Yeah.
She made this like apricot chicken thing.
Ooh, so I bet that sounds delicious. That sounds fucking delicious. Yeah, that sounds so good. I was like, and they remember because Emma's thing, was it Passover that we went to go?
Move for Hanukkah.
For Hanukkah, that's what it was, man. So many, dude, the pastries, Jewish pastries. Let me tell you something.
So good.
Let me tell you something. Change your life and have a Jewish pastry right now. So
you won't be sorry.
You will not.
We actually got from somebody, and I don't know, it was like a friend of my brother's, or like her sister-in-law or something like that. We got like a kickin' deli, like for lack of a better term, like a morning gift basket of deli food. Oh my god, the food was so good though. We were fighting over pastrami. That shit was delicious.
Oh yeah, pastrami. Yes. Yes.
And there was like really great mustards and a bunch of other stuff. Oh man.
Yeah.
We made some really fire sad sandwiches.
Let me tell you something. I like bread in general, but like the most addicting bread I've ever had is challah bread. Let me tell you something. Man, literally put anything on it, it's delicious. Anything. Any kind of spread, any kind of jam, anything, whatever you want to put on it. I mean, you don't even have to. I was because like
I'll just eat it.
Straight up. It's just delicious.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, I know. I had it like one time. Like I had like a Trader Joe's challah bread, which I know is like probably nowhere near the good shit. Yeah, and even that was like, even that was like, oh man, if this is like what fucking grocery store challah bread is,
right? Imagine it coming from like an old Jewish grandmother or
like
something
an actual like deli or bakery or something. Oh my god,
fuck you up.
So hungry now. Is there like a good Jewish food like deli that delivers around here?
Art's Deli.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm in.
Yep.
I know what I'm doing for dinner. It's a rainy day here in LA. It's time to get some matzo ball soup.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good spot to get it, or get their hot pastrami sandwich if you like that, because that's way better. I've had that from Art's Deli. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. It'll do you right. It'll do you right.
Anyway, what were we talking? Oh, speaking of food, actually, this is a great transition. We didn't plan it, but speaking of food, Samantha, for her plot line, is obsessed with not so much the actual restaurant called Raw, right, where it's part of the raw food movement, and nothing's cooked over 118 degrees. Ugh. And so everything's like cold, gummy, and like just basically like raw vegetables, like in salads and stuff.
You know what's crazy though, because at the time of this show, that kind of diet wasn't like that popular. Nobody was like really. I mean, like celebrities and like rich people might have been on that diet just because that was the new thing. But that seems like more of a restaurant that would be made today more than in that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I kind of remember it being a thing. Mm. And this is obviously they're tapping into like zeitgeisty shit in New York, and so the raw food movement, like you said, celebrities and fancy folks and whatnot. This is Gwyneth Paltrow before Gwyneth Paltrow, kind of. It's Goop before Goop.
True. Oh man, Gwyneth is crazy. I love it.
Can't get into
it. Insane.
It truly is.
Love it though, man.
But yes, that's where we kind of first meet the four of them in the episode, because Samantha gets them a table there, and there's a super hot waiter.
Yep.
And Samantha decides she's gonna.
Okay, is he hot though?
Here's the thing. To me, he's not my type. I get it.
Right. Objectively, I can see.
Doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I say
He's very cute. He's, spoiler alert, sticking around, believe it or not.
Okay.
And he's a good character. I like him a lot as a character, but yeah, he's very cute and everything, but I've just never like.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you do what Samantha did to get him? I'm not gonna say what she did because we're gonna talk about it.
Probably not. Probably
okay,
not.
that's what I mean. Because like
for somebody else, maybe.
Okay,
but not.
Did you do? Never mind. I'm not
gonna I know you're gonna say work crush.
I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna set you.
Sorry, we'll leave it in because I don't think he's gonna listen to this. That's fine.
I'm not gonna set you up for that answer.
I'll set myself up.
But
maybe it depends.
Okay. Well, yeah, okay. Never mind. You know what? We'll move on. I'm sorry. I'm getting messy. I'm like enjoying this too much. Let's move on.
You messy bitch.
I'm a pig in slop right now. I'm loving it.
So yeah, they're like, she's out shopping with Carrie, and they're talking about Carrie's stuff, which we'll get to in a second. But Samantha's at the store, and they're looking at stuff, and she tells the girl working at the shop, she's like, "Hey, could you give me something that will make a guy come in his pants the second he sees me?" And the girl goes, "Yeah, no problem."
Yeah, I mean,
they're at like a lingerie store for what it's worth.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, was it wild that she said that to her? A little bit, but I also feel like that girl probably has heard.
They're at like a high end kind of place.
Yeah.
That's doing the sexy lingerie. That girl like totally knows her business and what they're trying to achieve.
At the end of the day, right? She works at a lingerie shop in Manhattan. I'm sure people have been coming in and been like, I want something that gives my man a boner.
They've said words to her.
So much shit. Yeah.
Something but I love Carrie's like, you talk to shop assistants this way.
I mean, to be fair, she did date Richard, so maybe she picked up some of his habits, because I feel like that's definitely something he would say.
But Samantha gets the lingerie, and she goes back to the restaurant where it kind of seems like the waiter doesn't totally remember her exactly. But he seats her. He's like, "Yeah, I'll be right back." He's like, "I'm getting really slammed. The hostess keeps seating people in my section tonight." And sure enough, it's all women who are all done up in like all sorts of lingerie, not lingerie, but like everybody's
because remember, basically they all kind of came there to seduce him. Like they're all trying to like go home with him that night, because that was the whole point of Samantha even going to the lingerie shop. And she was like, because remember, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna sleep with him tonight. He just doesn't know it." Mm-hmm. Like she basically, they hadn't even like spoken any true words to each other than her order being passed to him, and she just like immediately knew in her mind she was gonna get some.
But she and it's like a siege mentality. Everybody's in it for the long haul, and then finally, one by one, women are dropping out. They've been ordering courses of this like fucking terrible food.
Terribly cold, uncooked food.
And then finally, there's just one woman left. And he asks Samantha first. He's like, "Can I get you anything else?" And she says no. And then the other woman says, "Oh, I'll take such and such dessert." And Samantha's like,
"That what she ordered sounded good though."
It did actually sound good.
Yeah, that's like the only thing that's kind of Actually sounded like it wouldn't be terrible.
Get attack.
Yay! He's like,
"Go on, buddy." Sorry, bud. He
like
headbutted the microphone. I'm sorry,
dude. Every episode he has to make an appearance. I swear, every episode he's made an appearance. Even if it's just like his tail, like somehow he's made an appearance in every episode. Star. Yeah, man. Cat cameo.
So the cheesecake, key lime cheesecake, did sound good, but Samantha approaches the table and she's like, "I'm gonna bang him. You're not. How's about I buy you dinner and we call it, and you hit bricks, and I'll go home and fuck him." And the woman, who has like unzipped her own top at this point, like Samantha's shirt is basically open to show off the lingerie, and this woman like unzipped her top when she ordered the dessert. And
by the way, she had lingerie on.
She had lingerie on too. Yeah.
I was like, now I'm thinking like, did all these women do you have the same idea with Samantha? Like,
They
went to
clearly
the
did.
lingerie spot and shit? Because, you know, I mean, they didn't show the rest of the women, like, what they had underneath, but, like, if she had lingerie on,
Yeah.
I'm assuming at least one or two of the other women had some lingerie on, too. Here's my thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is my question. Because, okay, like, Samantha and the last final girl were clearly had came there by themselves, but there were girls that were there in groups. So,
Yeah.
were they trying to have like a threesome, or were they competing for the dude individually? Because that's how did that work? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. That's a good question. I kind of thought the same thing, unless it was like I put a positive spin on it. Like maybe there's one girl who's really into him, and the other three are wing womaning.
Okay.
So
Like,
that's one potentiality.
yeah, like in a sense of like what, like keeping the other girls away or something.
Keeping other girls away, drawing his focus to her, etc., etc.
Okay.
Yeah. Option 2 is all four competing against each other, and in a friendly rivalry, but competing nonetheless.
Well, here's the thing: it can be friendly, but we know if one wins,
they're gonna be
there's
mad.
Gonna be some tension. Yeah.
Or third option is like group sex.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I could have been any one of those tables. Could have been some combo of all three happening at once.
100%. Yeah, 100%. That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, because like I said, the last two, you know, Samantha and the other chick definitely came by themselves, but there were some like two tops. I saw one that was like a table of 4.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, there's some freaks in New York right now.
Oh yeah.
That raw food is getting these girls randy.
Wild. But I do love the when Samantha's like, I'll buy you the dinner and you leave, and the chick looks like she's about to go say like, oh, try it, and then she just goes, fine, and zips her top.
Yeah. Well,
she can't take any more raw food, which is so funny.
Well, this is my thing too. Is like all these women were very attractive, and this dude was not that attractive to where you would sit for hours trying to order shit forever. No. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think. Honestly, I don't think. I mean, if you was, I think the only way you would maybe have women waiting this long and going through all that for one dude is like a celebrity. Yeah. If they thought they were gonna bang, like if there was a table of women or tables of women waiting to try to fuck Drake, okay, got it. Yeah, totally get it. You know what I'm saying? But like this, a waiter in Manhattan, you think all these women are waiting to fuck this one waiter? Nah, I don't think so.
So, sorry, my brain just finally made the connection. He looks a bit like David Beckham, whom I do not find attractive. That's my issue.
But even then, even looking like David Beckham would have women waiting for him to fuck him. Like if he was David Beckham, then yes, I get it. Although he would speak and probably turn away like at least 60% of those women. You know, unfortunately, he doesn't have the voice that fits his face. You know.
Yeah, it's not that bad to me, but I get it.
It's not that bad, but it ain't what you wanted it to be. You know what I mean? Like if you've never heard him speak before and he started talking to you, you'd be like, oh man. Oh man.
But then Samantha succeeds in getting him home, and they do it all night long. They're going at it in like all these crazy ass positions.
All positions. Yeah.
I like that they get like a fucking like living room chair on the bed at one point and are having sex in the chair on the bed. Like that was just a great sight gag.
Also, the question I have, this is by my brain, like I have too much imagination. It's like, what conversation took place to get that to happen?
What led to that? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like, why didn't you just use the chair already on, just like with it being on the floor? What made you say, hey, we got to go get it, not only go have sex on it, but we got to bring it into the bedroom, put it on the bed, and have sex on it. And then have sex on that. Yeah. Like, what did it change sensations? Like, what? I have so many questions. I have all the questions. I got all the questions.
Well, you may find some answered because the next morning he says, you know, you didn't have to order all that terrible food. I would have gone home with you last week.
Even the waiter says it's terrible.
He's not that stupid.
Yeah.
But he's obviously a bit younger, and so that's gonna be a thing. Just
Oh yeah. No, I figured that. Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
I figured that much for sure. Yeah. That, you know, honestly too, the girl, I think the girl who, I mean, yes, ultimately Samantha got her some and shit like that, but personally, I think the girl who got her meal paid for won.
Right? Like
that food was probably expensive as fuck, B.
So expensive, and they did course after they did like 4 courses each.
Right.
And
if not more.
Yeah.
And she got sent home with dessert. Yeah, and she got sent home with dessert. What are you talking about? She won.
One time I had like a not great date off of like a dating app.
Yeah.
And it ended kind of quickly. And we each paid for our drinks, which sucked. But he left and I was like, man, this like I was like, I gotta like not super dressed up. I was like, oh man, I guess I'll just go home. And I was like, oh shit, there's a Chipotle across the street. Hell yeah, I'm getting dinner. Like it's all about the silver lining sometimes.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I think she got the best deal.
Yeah.
She got her whole entire meal paid for, and she got sent home with dessert. And she probably looked like could have just went home and like, called a regular dude, you know what I'm saying? Probably, or an ex or something like that. She's, comfortable with it. Probably still would have had better sex, you know what I mean?
Potentially. But would she have had living room chair on bed sex? We'll never know.
That's great. That's true. That's a great point. That might have been where she lost. That she did lose an opportunity to have love seat bed sex.
Armchair sex.
Armchair sex, yeah.
Well, speaking of sex, Berger and Carrie are bad at it.
Yeah. Not having great sex at all.
They are having the cutest, like sweetest, fun dates. They're all bantery and cute and chit chatty and like, super excited for that stuff. And then,
she's like talking about it. She's like, oh yeah, the dates are going great and the first kisses are the best kisses. Is that true?
No, I mean, there's definitely like a thrill, like when it's like kind of like innocent still before you're like, let's fucking bone.
No, you know what? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the first time kissing somebody, I think is like probably the best.
Yeah.
Unless they're really bad at it, then not so great. But if it's like somebody you really like and they really like you, then like like you get like there's literally, not to be corny, but like electricity that flows through your body when that happens. Nice. Yeah.
It's fun. That's the stuff you like. So they get back to it. So they, after like however many dates and like running errands together and all this cutesy shit, they finally get back to her place and they have sex and it is bad. Just like no noises, just like not. I'm not in sound effects.
There was no sound effects. It was literally just him going like hard breathing a little bit and her just being
going kind of back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, not even any kind of like real like passionate. I don't want to say this, but like thrusting. Like it wasn't even like he wasn't even really trying to give it to her. He was just like kind of moving on top of her, kind of. But to be fair, right? It's the first time you have sex with anybody. It's always awkward, right?
Yeah.
But has it ever been that awkward?
I don't know.
Like, unless you were, maybe like the first time having sex ever.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, they get into that because, like, Carrie tells the girls, and she's like, it was bad. And she's like, he knows what he's doing, and I know what I'm doing. So how are we so bad at this together?
Yeah, right. Because that's what she was saying. She's like, yeah, everything else they're good at. Like, the dates have been going great.
Nothing but
chemistry. Restaurant having banter.
Yeah.
That is kind of weird. I don't think that's ever happened with me where I've had, like, a lot of chemistry with somebody and then like the sex didn't go well, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I think they are, as we get into it, I think they're kind of like nutty in their own heads about it, which I'll get to as we get towards the end of
that's fair
their thing. And she was so convinced it was gonna be good, and Miranda's like maybe kind of put too much pressure on it, which I do kind of think was the issue.
Yeah, it's kind of like when somebody tells you, "Oh, this movie's so good, it's so good, you really got to watch it," and you're like thinking it's gonna be the greatest thing you ever seen. And then it's like, it's okay.
Yeah, because they're kind of awkward, and then he finally calls her, and they're just both hanging out at home, and again they're on the phone, they're like on fire, the cute chit chat and innuendo and on, and so she invites him over, and they do it again, and the sex is still bad.
Almost worse than the first time, to be honest.
Almost worse than the first time. So when they're out shopping for Samantha's lingerie, Samantha's like, dump him.
To be fair, I wouldn't maybe necessarily say dump him right away, right there, but that is kind of something that you should be worried about because sexual chemistry is an important thing in a relationship.
It's what torpedoed Trey and Charlotte, man.
Yeah, true. And you got to have that in your relationship, like, unless you're just literally marrying for like, what's the word I'm looking, like, like some kind of like companionship, yeah,
like the wedding, yeah, like
you're right, yeah, like if you're just married or like for inheritance purposes, like, if you're like a gay man and you need to marry a woman to get your inheritance, like that's it's not, this ain't gonna work if y'all can't have no sex.
So Carrie's like, I want to talk to him about it, and Samantha's like, no, talking's just gonna make it weirder and worse.
She said, yeah, it's a downer.
It's a literal
kind of
downer.
is. It kind of is.
Killer.
It kind of is. It kind of is. Like,
I would imagine. Yeah.
I mean, it depends on. Okay, it depends on how you say it, though. It really depends on how you say it. So if you have to talk about that, which you absolutely should talk about it, just choose your words very wisely. Yeah. And don't say anything about size, okay? I just want you to stay away from any words that have anything to do with size, comparison, or anything like that. Just leave it alone. It doesn't matter what you say. It's not going to work, okay?
Yeah. And Samantha suggests, well, maybe try getting a little drunk and like loosening up that way, wear the sexy lingerie. And
not a bad suggestion, because having a little liquid courage might get you loose. Because like that was kind of what Carrie was saying. That was like kind of the problem. Like the sex was just too quiet. Like he wasn't saying anything like sexy to her. Or
he's like for such moaning. A talkative guy.
Yeah. There was like no moaning or nothing. Like there was just like no. It was like no, just quiet sex. So alcohol definitely helps. Yeah.
So she buys the sexy lingerie, including these like furry shoe things. And she goes out on a date with him on a Friday night and orders like 2-for-1 margarita.
Let me tell you something. If you're trying to, here's the thing. Having a few drinks is good, but if you're trying to have sex later, I don't know if you want to go with tequila, my boy.
And it does not work.
Yeah, tequila's not where you would. Whiskey and tequila, stay away from. Yeah. Maybe a little vodka. Mm-hmm. You can do a little vodka, or you could have maybe some wine. Preferably white, because red will make you sleepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But tequila's not it.
Well, that's what happens to our intrepid heroes here. They get home to Carrie's. They're fucking fall down drunk, like stumbling all over the place. And she's like trying to be like show off the lingerie, and she keeps crashing into shit. And it's like so unsexy because she's like, I'm gonna show you something, mister. But then she like falls over in her own closet trying to put the shoes on and everything. And he's like half trying to like undo his own shirt.
He's barely conscious. He's
barely
awake. Conscious. Yeah.
And then he like just passes out. He like falls backward on the bed and passes out.
And that's what I was going to say too. Like, even if they did, let's say they successfully got undressed, the way he was looking, I'm telling you something. As a man, y'all weren't gonna have no sex.
No.
Y'all won't have no sex. There's no way that his brain and his penis were gonna function together and make that happen.
He was struggling to do. Yeah. And because he's like watching her, but he's like totally dumb looking. Yeah. And then like she falls over, and he's like, "Are you okay?" Like, he's not a bad dude. Like, I feel like if he hadn't been hammered, he would have gotten up, but like he just sat there.
Yeah, boy was gone. He was gone. There was no way. Yeah, she was. Listen, that's what I'm saying. Like, the way he was looking, like his eyes were barely open. Yeah. She could, like, the fact that he even made it to sit on her bed without falling off the other side was a miracle itself. And because even when they came to the bed, right, they both like fell on the bed. Yeah, he got up. Did you notice her knee when she got up? She kneed him in the balls. Like,
shit!
I don't know if that was on purpose or if that was like just a happy accident during the filming, but she definitely she used her knee, like it was definitely in his crotch, and he didn't even like respond to it. He was like, "Oh, okay," like so. Yeah, nothing was happening that night.
Nope,
no way.
But the next morning, they wake up. They're fully clothed. And they kind of start kissing. They kind of start kissing like they're gonna go at it again. Yeah. Or go at it for the first time, I should say. And then he stops. He's like, I know the sex is bad. I don't know why.
Well, yeah. Also, too, I was gonna say that was. This is just me personally, to my opinion, but hungover sex, no.
No, I can't imagine. Like,
No, yeah, that wasn't gonna be good. Period.
I get such like a bad like migraine pain
Yeah, yeah.
if I like don't try to take care of myself. Also bad. I
Yeah.
get bad tummy lately. It's been
Yeah, 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 yeah.
my
Tummy.
hangover
I know
issue.
first of all, you got morning breath on
And
top of that
morning.
with the alcohol infused morning breath.
Mm,
No, bro.
mm-mm.
That's not the time to try to have sexy time. That's the
No,
time
no,
to get up
no.
and get some water and then
Brush
fall
your
back
teeth.
asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, brush your teeth. Go back to sleep. It's definitely not time for sex, but just go back to
Yeah.
sleep. I'll see you in the afternoon, not in the morning. Like if this was morning time that they were trying to still get at it. No,
Yeah.
no, sir.
No, no, no.
No,
So
sir.
he's like, we got to make the bed like a restaurant, and he's trying all the stuff, and she's like, what if we're just not like good together sexually? And he's like, I don't think that's the case. He's like, I choked the first time. She's like, I choked the second time, and they're like all bantering stuff, and he says, I wanted to talk about it too, and she's like, I did too, and they're like, we should talk about it, and that's when they suddenly kiss and start having fun times and legit have finally good sex. And I was like, I think you guys are just overthinkers.
Yeah, it's pretty much was the only thing that was stopping them from
Yeah.
having good sex is the fact that they were just. I think they both were putting expectations on it. She was putting expectations because like the chemistry they had,
Yeah.
so she thought it was supposed to be like mind blowing, and I think he was thinking that he was supposed to be mind blowing to her.
Yeah,
because
he's like, we're so great together. Of course, I should rock her world.
Yeah.
That's funny you say expectations because the title of this episode is Great Sexpectations.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I didn't care for that
either.
either.
Dude, her whole article was mad corny and punny, but that's what she was like putting up every fucking word in her article during this episode. I was like, all right, Carrie, enough.
Yeah, I was like, you're good. Yeah, I didn't even talk about the article because I made a note of, I was like, she's pondering this. And she ponders Sexpectations, and the kind of the question is, why is it always something? I was like, I don't know, maybe you make too many puns.
Yeah, seriously, that article probably had at least like 10 puns in that bitch. Mm-hmm. Take it easy. Oh, before we finish. Oh wait, yeah, we're pretty much.
Yeah, we're done.
I do want to ask you this. Yeah, we're pretty much done. But I want to ask you this before we get off. Pause.
Oh, you can say get off. I can't say business.
I said pause. That was me correcting myself. And you still worked in business, you son of a bitch. He still got it in. Damn it, we almost had a full business free episode.
Almost had a business free situation. No.
So I'm gonna ask you this. Mm-hmm. Would you convert for love?
Oh, gosh, I probably not, because it would just so depend on what I'm converting to and the person, because I'm just not a religious person to begin with. So I think the likelihood of me finding someone who is pretty low. So that's why I kind of say no on the offhand. Because I have my issues with all sorts of religions, with how they treat women. There's no one that's all that great for ladies, frankly. Like there's problematic pieces to the big three, and then sort of anything beyond that is also questionable. So and something about converting, I feel like when you convert when you're older and stuff like that, or convert as an adult, I feel like it gets more intense, like you're way more into it, and I'm not, like, I don't know, not into it. What about you?
I think I could, but I'm the same with you. It depends on the religion. Like if somebody's like, "Hey, you need to be a Scientologist," I'm like, "Well, I guess we got to break up because there's no way I'm being a fucking Scientologist. Like, there's no fucking way. Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
No, that's stupid. I'd rather be a Pastafarian than be a fucking. And that's a real thing, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I'm well aware of the noodly, touched by his noodly appendage and all that.
Yes. Yeah. So I'd rather do that. That sounds less ridiculous to me than fucking Scientology.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, I even note like sometimes on dating apps, like some of them say, oh, whether you list what religion you are, and like you can say if it's important or not. And if it says not important, sure, I'll swipe, right or whatever, because it probably doesn't matter. But if it does say it matters, I usually kind of go left, even if like I kind of maybe like them, because it's something that matters a lot to them. It does not matter to me, and it's not something I'm going to very easily get into. And I just think it's unfair to both parties. Like I don't want to waste his time and be like, look, I'd never convert, or I don't want to, or even the conflict of like, well, your dad is into church, I'm not, like that can cause issues for people a lot too, and be a little funky. And so I would just rather someone who, even if they were raised something, they're like, I'm just not practicing anymore, Catholic, Jew, Muslim, whatever, it doesn't matter,
Right. Yeah,
because it's just because and that's also me trying to respect other people's like being into super religion, or being
super
more
religion.
into religion. super religion.
Super religion.
I believe that's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't really know.
Yeah, that's what that's
although Iron Man didn't come back for our sins, so
well, he might. There's talks of Robert Downey Jr. making another appearance.
Just let him die.
Well, because now, all this whole new phase is all has to do with like time shit.
Oh, right, the bloody multiverse bullshit. Which I simultaneously like, because you can do whatever and hopefully it won't matter. But also I hate that it's like a backdoor into other like.
Yes, no, I know you hate time travel.
I hate time travel. I hate it less than like a multiverse situation. Like I don't mind the multiverse idea.
Yeah.
But bloody miracle I sat through fucking Loki, to be totally honest, with the time travel business.
No. Dude, as soon as there was like time police and shit like that, I was like, oh, Elizabeth ain't watching this shit.
They're lucky they got Tom Hiddleston. I love that dude. And I was like, you got my ass, fine. But then it didn't make any, as always, makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you're watching like you watch like the flow of time. I'm really not sure what Jonathan Majors was all about, other than I know he's the bad guy. And I'm sure shit ain't watching fucking Ant-Man. You can't make me. I don't care what the quantum realm is. I don't want it.
I think but if you're following this phase, I think that's like the most important movie of
not.
This. Okay, then it don't matter. Yeah, if you're not gonna watch the whole
I've been piecemeal on this phase at best. I did do, what did I my favorite has been so far probably Moon Knight, because now people have told me there's different connections, and what I always say is I'm like, well, I couldn't tell what they were, so I don't give a shit. To me, Moon Knight was its own little self-contained thing, and it's totally,
it kind of was
totally buoyed just by the fact that I like Oscar Isaacs damn much. Like, he just gave a fucking killer performance. He's two different people in the same body, and and on and on and on. It was all good for me. I did not care for Doctor Strange when I got to it. I was mad I watched that before Everything Everywhere All at Once, which was arguably the better multiverse movie.
Yeah, you can say that for sure.
Way better multiverse movie.
I'll definitely accept that for sure. Absolutely.
It made more sense. It was a better story, more compelling in like literally every way. I fucking cried during it. Like, it was a great movie. What else has been this fucking phase? All the shows.
I just want to say that I hope time travel actually gets invented, and I'm going to sign you up for it as soon as I can.
Well, future me better come back and talk me off the ledge then, because I fucking hate it now. I hate time travel. It's so annoying.
Oh, I would love to see future, like you now talking to future you that traveled back in time just to talk to you, just to see what you would say. You fucking time travel just to talk to me.
Yeah, like, are we still annoyed by time travel? The answer is gonna be yeah.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, I mean, I did it, but like,
I did it, but I didn't like
stupid.
it. Oh, I lied. Actually, the only phase thing I'm like remotely interested in now. What phase are we in? 4 or 5 with this shit? I do want to see Black Panther. That's about
4.
Like
Yeah.
It's the only one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so hard though.
That's next week. That's next week.
Yeah.
It's coming out next week. Or next week. No, next week. No, it's this week, right? It's the 11th.
Yeah, as of
Yeah,
this
so
recording.
Friday. So it's Friday.
This week. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Friday. Coming out Friday.
I mean,
Yeah, I even got it in my calendar. Oh, it's on Veterans Day. Oh shit, I might have to go to the. Oh shit.
You're gonna definitely have to go to the movies.
They better be giving out discounts. AMC.
Yeah.
You better be giving out discounts, AMC, for Black and veterans. Okay, you better be giving out discounts, man.
You should just walk to the theater, and if they ask anything, you'd be like, "I'm a Black veteran," and just they should literally just be like, "My bad,
my bad, my bad." You
want
some popcorn? Yeah. You want some popcorn? Yeah.
Get the mozzarella sticks.
For real though. No, real talk though. I should be able to just like walk in that bitch and be like, "Don't say nothing to me."
I'd let you if I worked at an AMC. I'd be like, "Hell
I'm
yeah,
a Black veteran. Get off me."
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to see the midnight showings. Shut up.
I'm not ready though. I feel like I'm gonna cry during it.
Oh yeah, 100%. You gonna cry?
I just miss Chadwick Boseman so goddamn much.
I know.
So
and they still should have recasted the role. I'm still pissed about that. I don't know why they didn't recast
well,
the role.
I think they're doing another like comic book storyline where I think it's a woman takes over. I'm not sure who it is.
No, it's his sister. His sister takes over. And it does happen. It doesn't. No, they're not wrong. Like, that does happen, but it's like way in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because like the original storyline they were gonna go with was the timeline where actually T'Challa marries Storm. And she's the queen of Wakanda for a hot minute. Yeah,
that would have been fucking.
That got scrapped once they didn't recast the role,
Chadwick, yeah.
which is not. I'm not saying that. Yes, Chadwick Boseman was a very important role. He made the Black Panther, but the role was bigger than the actor, and it should have been recast.
True. And you know what's funny is I think I just read somewhere recently that Chadwick's brother was like, he's like, I think they should have gone ahead. You know, I'm his brother. Obviously, I love him dearly, but I think they should have recast it. Kind of, yes. I think because what you're saying, the character is ultimately bigger than who Chadwick, the actor in person, was.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, how many times have they recasted Spider-Man? How many times have they recasted fucking Batman? How many times have they recasted Superman? Like, it's bigger than the actors that play them.
Yeah.
That's the important part. But I'm still gonna go see it. Wakanda forever.
Yeah,
for sure. Absolutely. Either way, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited. No, I have a bunch of friends who got to go to the premiere and see it and stuff like that. I haven't actually asked anybody about it because I kind of don't want to know.
No, I don't either. I want to go into it open slate. Or
I do want to ask on like scale of like I'm like, look,
I don't even want to. No.
How hard am I going to cry? How hard am I going to cry?
Don't even ask that. Don't even ask that. Just enjoy it. Just go there and enjoy it, and don't even ask that part.
Yeah, that's true.
It ain't even worth it.
Take it in.
Cool.
Anyway,
tell the people where they can find us.
They can find us most easily on Instagram if they go to hiccuping really bad.
That's not our website.
That's not our website. Our Instagram. I'm hiccupingreallybad.com. Yeah.
I mean, somebody might go to it just for the name alone.
Yeah. Our Instagram is at Show Me What Podcast, and that'll take you to our Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and all that good stuff. And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and now Letterboxd. I haven't filled it out, but I'm going to. All at Elizabeth Movies. Fun fact, I thought by this point with Letterboxd, which is like a movie rating, like social media thing, I was like, oh, somebody would have absolutely taken Elizabeth Movies by this point. Like, it's been out for a while. Nope. The handle was available, and I took it because it's mine.
Love that.
Just like this handsome cat. Chris, where can they find you?
You can find me on all social medias except for Letterboxd at Christopher T. Mack on all socials.
And as always, you know what we forgot to plug last week was our good candle friends.
Oh, yes, Arlo Australia. Yes.
So sorry, Arlo Australia. Yeah. We do love you.
ARLO_Australia. Get you some candles. Use our promo code ShowMeMiss. That'll get you 10% off. ARLO Australia, Arlo Australia. You also find them on Etsy as well.
Yeah. And we will see you next week.
Yeah. Peace.
Bye.